Yusuf, are you going to stick with that, given the fact that we're seeing the stock get bludgeoned right now, and it was a really rough report?
It was a rough report, and Morgan, thank you for having me. We are sticking with it. We have adjusted our estimates, and we have lowered our price target to 350, so it's no longer 400. But relative to the 240 or 250 where the stock is this morning, we think it's an unbelievable buying opportunity. Clearly, you're going to have to be patient because you're going to have to wait it through maybe 2 or 3 quarters until iOS changes start anniversarying, which we think is going to happen in June, and then you're going to have to see some real effect from all this investments that the company is making to counter the TikTok effect, which we think should start being apparent in the second half of this year. But we are sticking with it.
So then do you buy on a day like today if you're a potential investor, or do you hang tight and wait, given the fact that this is going to be, I guess, at least medium-term story based on what you're saying that's going to play out?
That's fair. That's fair. It's very hard to kind of print the bottom on these things. What we would look at is the valuation today relative to the historical valuation, and at 9 times cash flow, about 18, 20 times PE, the stock is literally the cheapest it has ever gotten. Even if you took into account what happened back in 2012 when they moved to mobile, and everybody, kind of called the end of Facebook, in 2017 when they moved to stories, et cetera. We've never seen the stock drop this much. Now, clearly, TikTok is no Snap. TikTok is a lot larger, a lot more powerful. So we're not, it's not a slam dunk, but we still think that, all things considered, Meta has the balance sheet, they have the drive, and they have the technology to make it work.
Yusuf, we talked a lot about the expense growth and the metaverse strategy. Can you explain to viewers what are the first big events in terms of demand that are going to ratify the strategy overall? I mean, what are the signposts that this is actually going to play out in their favor?
That's a really good question. In fact, I asked that much of Zuckerberg yesterday on the call. And, it's a work in progress. So the truth is, it's not very clear. That said, you can already start seeing them starting to mesh, things like Instagram a little bit with some virtual reality. You're starting to see the beginnings of it. But clearly, management, I think, has to do a much better job, hopefully between now and the end of the year, considering that they're spending over $10 billion on this initiative, to put guideposts or buoys for us to kind of judge them on, and they understand that. But unfortunately, there is no, quick answer to the question.